Hello, English learners around the world. Welcome to Story-Driven English, where we transform language learning through the power of storytelling. Have you ever noticed how easily you remember the lyrics to your favorite songs, but struggle to memorize vocabulary lists? That's because our brains are wired for stories, not isolated facts. Today's immersive tale about 12-year-old Lily will teach you over 50 natural English expressions while you're completely absorbed in her middle school adventures. No flashcards required. Before we dive into Lily's world of awkward moments, new friendships, and hidden photography talents, take a moment to hit that subscribe button and notification bell. Why? Because while textbooks teach you how to pass tests, our stories teach you how to speak like a native in real-life situations. Join our community of over 100 storytelling English learners who are mastering the language without the stress of traditional methods. Subscribe now, and let's begin today's adventure in American middle school life. Now, let's follow Lily on her journey. A day in the life of Lily. Middle school adventurist alarm clock buzzed loudly at 6:30 a.m. But Lily had already been awake for 10 minutes, staring at the ceiling. Today was different. Today marked her 1-month anniversary at Westfield Middle School, and she had finally decided it was time to join a club. The thought made her stomach flutter with nervous excitement. Lily rolled out of bed and padded across her room, which was decorated with posters of her favorite bands and a large map of the world with colorful pins marking places she dreamed of visiting someday. She pulled open her closet and stared at her options, a serious decision looming before her. First impressions mattered, especially when planning to approach the photography club after school. Not too eager, not too casual, Lily muttered to herself, finally selecting a light blue sweater and her favorite jeans. Her mom always said blue brought out her eyes, and Lily needed all the confidence she could get today. Downstairs, the kitchen was alive with morning activity. Her mother was packing lunches while her father flipped pancakes, their family's special Tuesday tradition. Her older brother, Jake, a sophomore in high school, was already at the table, his nose buried in a textbook. "Morning, sunshine," her father called out as Lily entered. Ready for another exciting day of middle school drama. Lily rolled her eyes but couldn't help smiling. "Dad, you make it sound like I'm in a TV show. Well, aren't you the spectacular life of Lily Evans, middle school extraordinaire?" He gestured dramatically with his spatula, accidentally flinging a bit of pancake batter onto the ceiling. "Oh, Richard," her mother sighed, looking up at the new ceiling decoration. "That's the third time this month." Lily giggled as her father sheepishly grabbed a paper towel. This was her normal, chaotic, slightly messy, but filled with love. As she ate her pancakes shaped like Mickey Mouse, another Tuesday tradition, Lily mentally rehearsed what she would say to Miss Peterson, the photography club advisor. She had always loved taking pictures, documenting everyday moments that others might miss: dewdrops on spider webs, the changing patterns of clouds, the way light filtered through the leaves in their backyard. To Lily, Jake's voice broke through her thoughts. "You're pouring syrup on your lap." Lily looked down with a gasp to find a small puddle of maple syrup forming on her jeans. "Oh no," she exclaimed, jumping up and grabbing a dishcloth. So much for her perfect outfit. After changing into a different pair of jeans and grabbing her backpack, Lily hurried to the bus stop. The yellow school bus appeared around the corner just as she arrived, its brakes squeaking as it came to a stop. Lily climbed aboard, scanning for an empty seat. The bus was its usual morning cacophony, someone playing music too loudly through earbuds, younger kids giggling over shared secrets, older kids looking perpetually bored. Lily spotted her friend Emma waving from the back and made her way down the aisle, carefully navigating past backpacks and outstretched legs. "You will not believe what I found out," Emma whispered as soon as Lily sat down. Emma's curly red hair bounced with excitement, her freckled face animated. "Tyler Matthews is joining the photography club today." Lily felt her cheeks grow warm. Tyler Matthews, with his kind smile and eyes that crinkled at the corners when he laughed. Tyler, who had helped her pick up her books when she tripped in the hallway last week without making her feel embarrassed. Really? Lily tried to sound casual. "That single quotes as ... interesting." Emma nudged her knowingly. "Interesting. Is that all you have to say?" "I mean, lots of people like photography," Lily countered, looking at the window to hide her smile. The bus ride continued with Emma updating Lily on all the middle school gossip she'd missed since yesterday. Who was mad at whom? Which teacher supposedly had a secret tattoo? And how the cafeteria might finally be serving decent pizza today instead of the usual cardboard-flavored rectangles. As they pulled up to Westfield Middle School, Lily felt the familiar mix of anxiety and excitement that had become her daily companion since starting 6th grade. The building wasn't particularly impressive, just a long, 2-story brick structure with large windows and a flagpole out front, but it represented a whole new world of experiences, challenges, and possibilities. Lily and Emma joined the stream of students pouring through the main entrance. The hallways were a blur of motion and noise, lockers slamming, conversations overlapping, and the occasional shout of greeting across the corridor. "See you at lunch," Emma called as she headed toward her homeroom. Lily navigated the hallway to her own homeroom, room 203, where Mrs. Garcia was already writing the daily schedule on the whiteboard. Lily slipped into her seat just as the bell rang. "Good morning, everyone," Mrs. Garcia said, turning to face the class with her perpetual smile. "Before we start today, I want to remind you all about the science fair next month. Registration forms are due by Friday." Lily dutifully wrote the reminder in her planner, though science wasn't exactly her strongest subject. Last year's experiment involving growing crystals had somehow resulted in a small explosion and blue stains on her bedroom ceiling that her parents still pointed out occasionally. The morning passed in its usual routine, math with Mr. Peterson, no relation to the photography club advisor, where they wrestled with the beginnings of algebra, English with Mrs. Winters, where they continued their discussion of the giver, and history with Mr. Collins, who always made the driest subjects come alive with his animated storytelling. It was during history class that Lily noticed Tyler Matthews looking her way. When she caught his eye, he smiled and gave a small wave. Lily returned the gesture, then promptly dropped her pencil, which rolled across the floor with seemingly deliberate slowness, causing several classmates to turn and look. Lily slid down in her seat, wishing she could disappear. By lunchtime, Lily had recovered from her mortification. The cafeteria buzzed with activity as students lined up for food or unpacked lunches from home. Lily found Emma at their usual table near the window. "You were right about the pizza," Lily noted, looking at Emma's tray where something vaguely resembling pizza sat. "It still looks like cardboard," Emma shrugged. "At least it's cheese cardboard today instead of pepperoni cardboard." Lily unwrapped the sandwich her mother had packed, turkey with avocado and sprouts, her favorite, and took a grateful bite. As she ate, she observed the social ecosystem of the cafeteria. There were the athletes clustered around the long table near the doors, the drama kids rehearsing lines between bites, the gamers with their handheld consoles, and scattered throughout groups of friends who defied easy categorization. Lily wondered where she fit in this complex middle school hierarchy. Not quite a nerd, though she loved books. Not athletic enough for sports, though she enjoyed swimming. Not outgoing enough for drama, though she appreciated storytelling. Perhaps that's why photography appealed to her. It allowed her to participate in life while still maintaining some distance, framing the world through her own unique perspective. "Have you decided which club you're joining?" asked a voice behind Lily. She turned to find Zoe Chen, her science lab partner, standing with her lunch tray. "Oh, hi Zoe. I'm thinking about photography club," Lily replied, making room at the table. Zoe sat down with a smile. "That's perfect for you. You're always noticing things others don't see." Lily felt a pleasant warmth at the compliment. Maybe she did have a place here after all. The afternoon classes went by in a blur. In science, they conducted an experiment on water density that, miraculously, Lily completed without disaster. In PE, they played dodgeball, and against all odds, Lily was one of the last players standing on her team, having developed a surprisingly effective dodging technique that her PE teacher, Coach Wilson, called creative flailing. Finally, the last bell rang. While other students rushed toward the exits, eager for freedom, Lily walked slowly to her locker, her heart beating faster with each step. After gathering her things, she made her way to room 118, where a small sign on the door read "Photography Club, all welcome." Lily took a deep breath, smoothed her sweater, and opened the door. Inside, about a dozen students were arranging chairs in a circle. Ms. Peterson, a young teacher with short black hair and colorful glasses, was setting up a projector. "Hi there," Ms. Peterson called out when she spotted Lily. "Are you joining US today?" All eyes turned to Lily, including Tyler's, who was setting up a chair near the window. His presence both terrified and thrilled her. Yes," Lily managed. "I'm Lily Evans. I really like taking pictures, and I thought maybe ... We're so glad you're here," Ms. Peterson said warmly. "Grab a chair and join us. We were just about to start introductions." Lily sat down in the only empty chair, which happened to be next to Tyler. He gave her that now familiar smile. "Hey," he whispered. "I've seen you around. You're in Mr. Collins' history class, right?" Lily nodded, surprised he had noticed her. "Before the pencil incident, cool," Tyler continued. "I joined today too. My dad got me a camera for my birthday, and I've been trying to figure out how to use it." Before Lily could respond, Miss Peterson called the meeting to order. Each student introduced themselves and shared what interested them about photography. When it was Lily's turn, She felt her voice grow stronger as she talked about her love of capturing everyday magic, the moments most people walked past without noticing. "That's beautiful," Lily, Miss Peterson said. Photography is indeed about learning to see the world differently. The rest of the meeting was devoted to planning future activities and looking at examples of different photography styles by the. And Lily had volunteered to help with a photo walk around the neighborhood next week and had exchanged phone numbers with Tyler and to other new members. Sarah and Miguel thought as they packed up, Tyler showed Lily his camera, a sleek digital model. That made her ancient point-and shoot look like a relic. "It has all these settings I don't understand," he admitted. "Maybe we could figure it out together sometime." Lily's heart did a little somersault. "Sure, that would be fun." Walking down the now quiet hallway, Lily felt a new sense of belonging. The school that had seemed so overwhelming a month ago was starting to feel like a place where she might find her people and her passion. Outside, her mother was waiting in their blue SUV. Lily climbed in, her mind still processing the events of the club meeting. "How was your day, honey?" her mother asked as they pulled away from the curb. It was ... double quotes. Lily searched for the right word. "Unexpected." Her mother glanced at her curiously. "In a good way or a bad way?" "Good," Lily decided. "Definitely good." Over dinner that night, Lily shared her experiences with her family, describing the photography club and its members with growing enthusiasm. Tyler Matthews, Jake teased, raising his eyebrows suggestively. Lily threw a dinner roll at him, which her father intercepted with impressive reflexes. "No food fights in my kitchen," he declared, taking a bite of the roll. "Though I do want to hear more about this young man who has my daughter joining clubs and throwing bread." "Dad," Lily groaned, "it's not like that. We just both like photography." Her mother and father exchanged knowing looks, but mercifully changed the subject to Jake's upcoming track meet. After dinner, Lily retreated to her room to tackle her homework. Math problems and vocabulary lists awaited, but her mind kept drifting to the photography club. She opened her desk drawer and pulled out a small album where she kept her favorite photos. Flipping through the pages, she saw shots of her family at the beach last summer, her cat Milo sleeping in patches of sunlight, neighborhood trees dressed in autumn colors. They weren't perfect. Some were blurry or poorly framed, but they captured moments that mattered to her. Maybe with the help of the club, she could get better at preserving these fragments of time, these small pieces of beauty in everyday life. Lily's phone buzzed with a text message. It was Emma wanting all the details about the club meeting. Lily started typing, but then decided this conversation deserved a phone call. For the next hour, they dissected every minute of the club meeting, with particular emphasis on Tyler's smile and the possibility of future interaction. "I told you joining a club was a good idea," Emma said smugly. "But I had no idea it would lead to romance on the first day." "It's not romance," Lily insisted, though she couldn't help smiling. "We just have a common interest." Emma replied, clearly unconvinced. "That's how it always starts." After finishing her homework and getting ready for bed, Lily stood by her window, looking out at the night sky. Stars winked down at her, and a half-moon cast silver light across the neighborhood. She thought about taking a picture but decided instead to simply enjoy the moment. Middle school was turning out to be more complicated than she had expected, filled with unexpected challenges and surprising connections. Today had been just one day in what would be hundreds at Westfield, but it felt like a beginning of sorts. As she climbed into bed, Lily made a mental list of things she was looking forward to. The photo walk next week, learning more about her camera, seeing Tyler again, though she wouldn't admit that out loud, and gradually finding her place in the complex social world of middle school. The next morning followed a similar pattern: alarm clock, careful outfit selection, double-checking for syrup hazards, breakfast with her energetic family, and the bus ride with Emma. But Lily felt different somehow, more settled in her skin, more confident in her steps. In the hallway before first period, Tyler waved to her from across the corridor. A group of 8th grade girls turned to see who he was, greeting, their expressions curious. Lily waved back, ignoring the flutter in her stomach. During lunch, Lily was surprised when Sarah and Miguel from photography club asked if they could join her and Emma. "We usually sit with the band kids," Sarah explained, gesturing to a table across the cafeteria. "But Miguel wanted to ask you about the photo walk. What's your favorite subject to photograph?" Miguel asked as he opened his lunch bag. Lily thought for a moment. Small things that most people miss, like how light changes the color of leaves throughout the day, or patterns in puddles after rain. Miguel nodded enthusiastically. "That's cool. I'm more into architecture, shapes, angles, that kind of thing. And I like taking pictures of people," Sarah added, capturing expressions and emotions. Emma, who had been unusually quiet, finally spoke up. "I don't know anything about photography, but I'm great at posing." She struck a dramatic model pose, making everyone laugh. Just like that, their lunch table expanded from 2 to 4, and the conversation flowed easily from photography to music to the rumored ghost that supposedly haunted the school auditorium. The rest of the week continued in this new, improved rhythm. Lily still had moments of awkwardness, like when she answered Mount Everest when Mr. Collins asked about the capital of Nebraska, or when she accidentally used blue paint instead of fixative solution in art class. But these incidents no longer seemed like the end of the world. By Friday, Lily had settled into a routine that included saying hello to Tyler in the hallway, sitting with her expanding lunch group, and counting down the days to the next photography club meeting. She had even started a photo journal, capturing one image each day that represented something meaningful. After school on Friday, Lily found herself walking home with Tyler, who lived in the same direction. They discussed their favorite photo subjects and techniques, occasionally falling into comfortable silence. "You know," Tyler said as they approached Lily's street, "I was pretty nervous about starting at a new school this year." Lily looked at him in surprise. "You were, but you seem so confident." Tyler laughed. "That's just good acting. Inside, I was terrified." "Still am sometimes." "Me too," Lily admitted. "Middle school is kind of scary, but not so much when you find people who get you," Tyler said, glancing at her with that warm smile. Lily nodded, understanding exactly what he meant. In just 1 week, she had gone from feeling like an outsider to having genuine connections with people who shared her interests and appreciated her perspective. As they reached her house, Lily's mom was in the front yard pruning roses. She straightened up when she saw Lily with a companion. "Mom, this is Tyler from school," Lily said, trying to sound casual. "He's in the photography club too. Nice to meet you, Tyler," her mother said, her eyes twinkling with poorly concealed interest. "You too, Mrs. Evans," Tyler replied politely. Lily's really good at noticing cool photo opportunities. "She has a great eye." Lily felt her face grow warm at the compliment. "Well, I should get going," Tyler said. "See you Monday, Lily." "Have a good weekend, Mrs. Evans." As he walked away, Lily's mother gave her a questioning look. Lily just shrugged and headed inside, but she couldn't hide her smile. That evening, as the family gathered for their Friday movie night tradition, Lily reflected on how much had changed in just a few days. A week ago, she had been nervous about the simple act of joining a club. Now she had new friends, a budding interest that might become a passion, and a sense that maybe, just maybe, she was figuring out this middle school thing after all. As the movie started and her dad passed around the popcorn, Lily felt a deep sense of contentment. Life wasn't perfect. Middle school would still have its ups and downs, moments of embarrassment and confusion, but she was learning to navigate it all with growing confidence. And on Monday, there would be another photography club meeting. Another chance to explore the world through her lens, to capture the small moments of beauty and connection that made life meaningful. In the darkened living room, surrounded by her family, Lily smiled. Sixth grade was turning out to be quite an adventure after all, and she was ready for whatever came next, camera in hand. Eyes open to possibilities, heart full of hope. The weekend passed quickly with homework, chores, and a Sunday afternoon spent experimenting with her camera in the local park. Lily discovered the macro setting and spent hours photographing insects on flowers, water droplets on grass, and the intricate patterns on tree bark. She couldn't wait to show her new photos at the club meeting. Monday morning arrived with unexpected rain, turning the usual school routine into a damp, chaotic affair. Students shook umbrellas in the entryway, squeaked down hallways in wet shoes, and complained about ruined hairstyles. Lily, fortunately protected by her mother's insistence on a hooded raincoat, navigated through the puddles and into the building relatively dry. Her locker refused to open on the first 3 attempts, a common occurrence that usually left her frustrated. Today, though, she simply took a deep breath and tried again, applying the trick Mr. Collins had taught her: lift slightly while turning the combination. The metal door swung open, revealing her organized books and the small mirror she had installed inside. "Good morning, sunshine," came a voice beside her. Lily turned to find Sarah leaning against the neighboring locker. "Ready for club today? I heard Miss Peterson has a special announcement." Lily's curiosity was immediately piqued. "What kind of announcement?" Sarah shrugged, her dark ponytail bobbing. "Not sure, but Miguel overheard her talking to Mr. Collins about some kind of contest." The first bell rang, sending students scurrying to their homerooms. "Tell me more at lunch," Lily called as Sarah headed down the hall. Morning classes dragged by unusually slowly. Even Mr. Collins' animated description of ancient Roman aqueducts couldn't fully capture Lily's attention. Her mind kept wandering to the photography club and the mysterious announcement. During English, Mrs. Winters returned their essays on the giver. Lily held her breath as the papers were distributed, finally receiving hers with a red at the top and a note that read, Excellent analysis. But watch your comma usage. Lily breathed a sigh of relief. English wasn't her strongest subject, but she had worked hard on this essay, trying to articulate why Jonas's discovery of color in a black and white world had resonated with her so deeply. By lunchtime, the rain had stopped, and weak sunlight filtered through the cafeteria windows. Lily joined Emma, Sarah, and Miguel at their table, now including Zoe from science class and David, a quiet boy from English who had hesitantly asked if he could sit with them last Thursday. "So what's this about a contest?" Lily asked Sarah as she unpacked her lunch. Miguel jumped in excitedly. "Apparently, there's a district-wide photography competition for middle schoolers. Theme is hidden beauty in everyday life." Lily nearly choked on her apple. That's exactly what I love photographing." "That's what I thought," Sarah exclaimed. "It's perfect for you. When is it?" Emma asked, clearly already planning how she could help Lily prepare. "Submissions are due in 3 weeks," Miguel replied. "Miss Peterson will explain everything today." As lunch continued, the conversation drifted to other topics: the upcoming Halloween dance, rumors about a substitute teacher who allegedly performed in a rock band on weekends, and the cafeteria's mysterious surprise meat offering for the day. Lily participated in the chatter, but part of her mind was already thinking about the contest. Which of her photos might be good enough to submit? Or should she take no one's specifically for the competition? The prospect was both exciting and intimidating. The afternoon passed in a haze of math equations and science terms. When the final bell rang, Lily hurried to her locker, exchanged her textbooks for her camera, and practically ran to room 118. The photography club room was already buzzing with excitement when she arrived. Miss Peterson stood at the front, a stack of colorful flyers in her hands. Tyler waved Lily over to a seat he had saved next to his. "Did you hear about the contest?" he whispered as she sat down. Lily nodded. "It sounds amazing. Are you going to enter?" Tyler looked uncertain. "I don't know if I'm good enough yet. You should," Lily encouraged. "Your skateboard park photos from last week were really cool." His face brightened at her praise, and Lily felt that now familiar flutter in her stomach. Ms. Peterson called the meeting to order, confirming the rumors about the district photography contest. "This year's theme is hidden beauty in everyday life," she explained, distributing the flyers. "Each student can submit up to 3 photographs. Winners will have their work displayed at the Community Arts Center and receive gift cards to the camera shop downtown." The room filled with excited murmurs as students examined the contest details. Lily read through the flyer, noting important dates and submission requirements. Photos could be digital or film, color or black and white, with minimal editing allowed. They needed to be accompanied by a short description explaining how they related to the theme. "Now, I know some of you might feel you're not ready for a competition," Ms. Peterson continued, seemingly looking directly at Tyler, "but I encourage everyone to participate. This isn't just about winning, it's about challenging yourselves creatively and sharing your unique vision." The rest of the meeting was devoted to planning the upcoming photo walk and reviewing basic composition techniques. Ms. Peterson showed examples of leading lines, the rule of thirds, and framing, concepts that Lily had read about but never formally studied. After the meeting, students lingered, discussing the contest and forming small groups for the photo walk. Lily found herself in a circle with Tyler, Sarah, Miguel, and a seventh grader named Olivia who had an impressive collection of vintage cameras. "We should all enter," Olivia suggested. "Even if none of us wins, it would be cool to have Westfield well represented. I don't know, double quotes." Tyler began hesitantly. "Come on," Miguel encouraged. "What's the worst that could happen? Public humiliation, crushing disappointment, lifelong trauma," Tyler offered with a grin. Everyone laughed, the tension broken. Lily found herself admiring Tyler's ability to joke about his insecurities, something she was still learning to do. Seriously, though, Sarah said, "We could help each other. Maybe meet up this weekend to take pictures together." Plans were made for a Saturday morning photography session at the local park, with backup arrangements to meet at the mall food court if it rained. Lily sent a quick text to her mom asking for permission, receiving an enthusiastic "Yes, so glad you're making friends" in response, along with at least 5 different emojis. As they left the school building, Tyler fell into step beside Lily. "So, do you think you'll really enter the contest?" Lily considered the question seriously. Yes, she decided, even though it's scary. "I've never shown my photos to anyone except my family and you guys." "Why is it scary?" Tyler asked. "Your photos are great." Lily struggled to articulate the feeling. "It's like showing a piece of how I see the world." "What if people don't get it or think it's stupid?" Tyler nodded thoughtfully. "I understand. It's like when I did that presentation in science class last year about how skateboarding relates to physics. I was so excited about it, but then I worried everyone would laugh." "Did they?" Lily asked. "No," Tyler admitted. "A few kids even asked me to explain more about momentum and balance after class. But the fear was still real." They walked in comfortable silence for a moment, puddles from the morning rain reflecting the now clear sky. "Hey," Tyler said suddenly, "you want to practice right now for the contest? I mean, there's that old abandoned playground a block from here with all those rusty swings and stuff. Might be some cool hidden beauty shots there." Lily hesitated, knowing she should head straight home after school, but the opportunity was too tempting. "Let me just text my mom," she decided, quickly sending a message explaining she'd be home 30 minutes late because she was working on a school project. The abandoned playground turned out to be a photographer's dream, aged metal slides catching the afternoon light, wildflowers pushing through cracks in the concrete, and spider webs glistening between the frame of an old merry-go-round. Lily and Tyler moved around the space, sometimes photographing the same object from different angles, sometimes discovering entirely new subjects. They worked mostly in silence, occasionally calling the other over to see a particularly interesting find. "Look at this," Tyler said, pointing to where a small plant was growing inside a rusted pipe. Life finding a way, even in the strangest places. Lily carefully framed the shot, capturing how the green leaves contrasted with the orange-brown rust, and how sunlight created a natural spotlight on the tiny plant. "Perfect," Tyler murmured, watching over her shoulder. That's exactly what the contest is about. Time slipped away as they explored the playground, and Lily was startled when her phone buzzed with a text from her mother asking where she was. "I need to get home," she said reluctantly, showing Tyler the time. They hurried back toward Lily's neighborhood, comparing favorite shots from their impromptu session. At the corner where they would separate, Tyler paused. "This was fun," he said. "You have a really cool way of seeing things." Lily felt her cheeks warm at the compliment. "Thanks, so do you. See you tomorrow," Tyler asked, already backing away toward his own street. "Definitely," Lily called after him. At home, Lily's mother was curious about her delayed return, but seemed pleased when Lily enthusiastically shared details about the photography contest and showed her the pictures from the abandoned playground. "These are really special, Lily," her mother said, scrolling through the camera's display. "You have a genuine talent for finding beauty in unexpected places," Lily beamed at the praise. As she headed upstairs to start her homework, she reflected on how different things felt now compared to just a week ago. She had found not just a club, but a passion and a community. Middle school still had its challenges. There were still classes she struggled with, skills she hadn't mastered, and plenty of awkward moments. But she had discovered something equally important: the joy of pursuing what she loved alongside others who shared that enthusiasm. That night, as she prepared for bed, Lily made a decision. She would enter the photography contest, regardless of the outcome. The important thing wasn't winning, but challenging herself to grow and share her perspective. She fell asleep thinking of hidden beauty in abandoned playgrounds, in middle school friendships, and in the everyday moments that most people hurried past without noticing. Through her camera lens, Lily was learning to slow down and truly see the world around her, with all its complexity, challenges, and unexpected magic. As October continued, Lily's days fell into a new rhythm centered around school, the photography club, and preparation for the contest. The photo walk with the club yielded dozens of potential contest entries, and the Saturday session with her friends at the park added even more options. Selecting just 3 photographs proved nearly impossible. Lily spent evenings sorting through her collection, revisiting old favorites, and comparing them with new captures. Her bedroom wall became an impromptu gallery, with promising candidates pinned up for consideration. Her family offered opinions. Her father favored a dramatic shot of storm clouds gathering over the neighborhood, while her mother preferred a close-up of dew-covered spider webs. Jake surprisingly advocated for a simple image of their cat Milo's paw prints in spilled flour on the kitchen counter, claiming it showed the poetry of everyday chaos. At school, Lily felt increasingly connected to her growing circle of friends. What had started as just her and Emma had expanded to include Sarah, Miguel, Tyler, Zoe, David, and occasionally others. Their lunch table became a lively intersection of different interests and personalities, united by genuine curiosity and acceptance. The day before contest submissions were due, Lily finally selected her 3 entries: the plant growing inside, the rusted pipe from the abandoned playground, a reflection of the school building in a puddle that made it appear to be floating in the sky, and a close-up of her grandmother's hands intertwined with her own, highlighting the contrast between wrinkled skin and smooth, the shared family freckles visible on both. Each photograph came with a short description explaining how it revealed beauty often overlooked in everyday life. Lily worked and reworked these paragraphs until they expressed exactly what she wanted to convey about her vision. Ms. Peterson collected all the club members' submissions during their meeting, promising to deliver them to the district office herself. "I'm so proud of all of you for participating," she told the group. "Regardless of who wins, you've all grown as photographers over these past weeks." The waiting period after submission was both nerve-wracking and liberating. Without the pressure of the contest looming, Lily found herself experimenting more freely with her photography, trying different techniques and subjects without worrying about results. Life at Westfield Middle School continued with its usual mix of academic challenges, social dynamics, and unexpected moments. Lily aced her history presentation on ancient civilizations, incorporating photographs of local architecture that showed similar design principles. She finally mastered her locker combination. She even survived being paired with Mackenzie Davis, one of the intimidatingly fashionable popular girls, for a science project, discovering to her surprise that Mackenzie was actually quite nice and had a hidden talent for making extremely detailed cell models. 3 weeks after submissions, the contest results were announced. Lily's hand trembled slightly as she opened the email from the district arts coordinator. She had prepared herself for disappointment, telling herself repeatedly that participating was what mattered, not winning. The message loaded, and Lily scanned the text, her heart racing. Then she saw it, her name listed under honorable mention for her photograph of the plant in the rusted pipe. Not first place, not even third, but recognition nonetheless. She let out a breath she hadn't realized she was holding. Scrolling further, she saw Tyler's name among the honorable mentions as well for his striking image of morning light through a broken window at the abandoned playground. And then, to her astonishment, Sarah's name appeared under first place for her powerful portrait of her elderly neighbor feeding birds in the park. Lily immediately texted congratulations to both friends, her heart full of genuine happiness for Sarah's win. Within minutes, her phone was buzzing with messages from the entire photography club as everyone discovered the results. The next day at school, Ms. Peterson called an impromptu club meeting to celebrate. She brought cupcakes and apple cider and made sure every participant received recognition, regardless of whether they had placed in the competition. The real victory, she told them, is in developing your artistic voice and having the courage to share it with others. As the celebration continued around her, Lily found a moment to look through the complete list of winners and honorable mentions. Each selected photograph would be displayed at the Community Arts Center exhibition opening that weekend. "Are you disappointed?" Tyler asked quietly, joining her at the side of the room. Lily considered the question honestly. "A little," she admitted. "But mostly I'm excited that my photo will be in a real exhibition." "And really happy for Sarah," Tyler nodded. "Same. Sarah's portrait was amazing. And hey, honorable mention isn't bad for our first contest ever." Plus, Lily added with a smile, "Now we have something to aim for next time." "Next time," Tyler agreed, returning her smile. That weekend, Lily's entire family attended the exhibition opening. The Community Arts Center had transformed the middle school students' photographs into professional-looking displays, complete with proper lighting and carefully printed descriptions. Seeing her work on the wall, her name printed beneath it. Strangers stopping to examine it thoughtfully gave Lily a feeling unlike anything she had experienced before. It was a strange mix of vulnerability and pride, anxiety and excitement. "That's my daughter's photograph," she overheard her father telling an elderly couple who were studying her picture of the plant in the rusty pipe. She has an eye for finding beauty in unexpected places. The warmth in his voice made Lily's heart swell. She wandered through the exhibition, admiring the work of other students from across the district. Some were technically superior to hers, using advanced techniques she hadn't yet mastered. Others were simpler but captured moments of such genuine emotion that they took her breath away. Sarah's winning photograph was displayed in a central position, her elderly neighbor's weathered face lit with joy as sparrows perched on his outstretched hands, birdseed scattered across his fingers. The image conveyed such tenderness and connection that Lily found herself returning to look at it several times. "It's beautiful," she told Sarah, who was standing nearby with her parents. "You really deserve to win." Sarah beamed. "Thanks. I actually got the idea from something you said about finding magic in everyday moments. Mr. Petrovich feeds those birds every morning at exactly 8:15. I must have walked past him 100 times without really seeing how special it was." The realization that her perspective had influenced Sarah's work gave Lily a new sense of connection to her friend and to the photography community they were building together. As the evening continued, Lily spotted Tyler across the room, showing his family his honorable mention photograph. He caught her eye and waved her over. "Mom, Dad, this is Lily," he said as she approached. "She's the one who encouraged me to enter the contest." Tyler's parents greeted her warmly, his mother commenting on how much Tyler had talked about the photography club and his new friends there. Lily felt a pleasant flutter at the thought of Tyler mentioning her at home. The exhibition became a turning point for Lily, cementing her identity not just as a student who took pictures, but as a young photographer with a distinct perspective. In the weeks that followed, she found herself approaching her art with renewed confidence, willing to take more risks and push beyond her comfort zone. Middle school continued with its typical ups and downs. There were still embarrassing moments, like when Lily accidentally set off the fire alarm during cooking class by attempting to make flam bananas, and academic challenges, particularly in math, where algebra seemed determined to remain mysterious. But these incidents no longer defined her days or her sense of self. Instead, Lily found herself increasingly focused on growth in her photography, in her friendships, and in her understanding of the complex world of middle school. She began keeping a journal alongside her photo collection, recording not just images, but the thoughts, feelings, and observations that accompanied them. As November turned to December and the semester neared its end, Lily reflected on how much had changed since that nervous first day at Westfield. The school that had once seemed overwhelmingly large now felt like familiar territory. The social dynamics that had appeared hopelessly complex were still complicated but increasingly navigable. Most importantly, she had discovered a passion that helped her make sense of the world and her place in it. Through her camera lens, Lily continued to document the overlooked beauty of everyday life, from frost patterns on the school bus windows to the changing expressions on her friends' faces as they shared stories at lunch. On the last day before winter break, the photography club held a small holiday gathering. They exchanged handmade cards featuring their own photographs and shared their plans for capturing the season's unique light and celebrations. "I'm going to try night photography during the Holiday Light Festival," Miguel announced excitedly. "I'm focusing on family traditions," Sarah added. "All the little rituals that make the holidays special in different households." "What about you?" Lily, Miss Peterson asked. Lily thought for a moment. I want to document transitions, she finally said. The moments between, like when day turns to evening, or when someone's expression changes from concentration to laughter. Tyler nodded appreciatively. That's perfect for you. You're always noticing the in-between moments that most people miss. As the meeting ended and students began to disperse for the 3-week break, Tyler handed Lily a small wrap package. Just a little something, he said, suddenly looking nervous. You don't have to open it now. Lily hadn't expected a gift and felt momentarily flustered. I didn't get you anything, she admitted. That's okay, Tyler assured her. It's not a big deal. Just something I thought would be useful for your photography later. At home, Lily carefully unwrapped the package to find a beautiful handmade journal with a camera embossed on the cover. Inside, the first page contained a note in Tyler's slightly messy handwriting for documenting the moments between the moments. Your friend, Tyler. The thoughtfulness of the gift brought tears to Lily's eyes. She immediately texted Tyler a thank you, adding several camera and heart emojis that made Emma tease her mercilessly when she saw the message later. Winter break passed in a whirl of family gatherings, holiday traditions, and, true to her word, photography focusing on transitions and in-between moments. Lily captured her brother's expression halfway between sleep and wakefulness on Christmas morning, the moment when snowflakes began to melt after landing on her glove, and a gradual transition of the sky from daytime blue to evening gold during the winter solstice. When school resumed in January, Lily returned with renewed energy and a journal half filled with notes about her holiday photographs. The photography club was planning a winter exhibition for the school hallway, and Miss Peterson had hinted at another district contest in the spring. Life at Westfield Middle School continued its unpredictable journey. Lily navigated the daily challenges of academics, growing friendships, and occasional social awkwardness with increasing confidence. She still had moments of doubt and insecurity. That was part of being 12, she was beginning to realize. But she also had anchors that helped her stay grounded: her photography, her expanding circle of friends, and her supportive family. One snowy afternoon in late January, Lily found herself once again at the abandoned playground with Tyler. The rusty equipment was now transformed by snow and ice, creating an entirely new landscape to capture. As they carefully composed shots of icicles hanging from the old swing set frame, Lily reflected on how much had changed since their first visit months ago. It looks completely different, she commented, gesturing around the playground. But somehow it's still the same place. Tyler nodded thoughtfully. Kind of like us, maybe? Different than we were in September, but still the same people underneath. Lily considered this idea, thinking about how she had changed since starting 6th grade. She was still quiet in large groups, still nervous about certain social situations, still prone to occasional clumsiness, but she had also discovered new strengths, developed new skills, and found a community where she belonged. I like that comparison, she said finally. Change and continuity happening at the same time. Tyler smiled. That warm, crinkly-eyed smile that had first caught her attention months ago. That would make a good theme for photos, capturing both what changes and what stays the same. As they continued exploring the transformed playground, Lily thought about the months ahead, the remaining challenges and adventures of 6th grade. the summer that would follow, and eventually the transition to 7th grade, middle school, would continue to be a complex journey of discovery, disappointment, friendship, embarrassment, achievement, and growth. Through it all, Lily knew she would keep documenting the world as she saw it, finding beauty in ordinary moments, meaning in everyday experiences, and connection in shared perspectives. Her camera would help her navigate the ups and downs, providing both a shield when she needed distance and a bridge when she wanted to connect. The afternoon light began to fade, casting long blue shadows across the snow-covered playground. Lily captured one final image: Tyler's silhouette against the winter sky, snowflakes sparkling around him like tiny stars, ready to head back. He asked, zipping his camera into its protective case. Lily nodded, taking one last look at the playground. Transformed by winter. Ready, she confirmed, feeling the word apply not just to their departure, but to whatever came next in her middle school journey. As they walked home through the gathering twilight, Lily felt a quiet contentment. 6th grade was proving to be a year of unexpected discoveries, new beginnings, and growing confidence. Whatever challenges tomorrow might bring, she would face them with open eyes, her unique perspective, and the knowledge that she was gradually finding her place in the complex, sometimes confusing, but ultimately rewarding world of middle school. And with each passing day, each captured image, each new friendship deepened, Lily Evans was beginning to understand an important truth. In the story of her life, she was both the photographer and the subject, capturing moments while simultaneously creating them, observing the world while actively participating in it. The path ahead might not always be clear or easy, but armed with her camera, her growing self-awareness, and her connections to others, Lily was ready to continue the journey, one frame, one day, one moment at a time. Key vocabulary repeated throughout school-related vocabulary. Middle school, a school between elementary school and high school. Typically for grades 6 to 8, homeroom, a classroom where students report at the beginning of each school day. Locker, a small storage compartment for personal belongings. Cafeteria, a place where food is served in a school. Faculty, the teaching staff of a school. Academic, relating to education and scholarship. Photography vocabulary. Composition, the arrangement of visual elements in a photograph. Perspective, the appearance of objects in depth as perceived by the eye. Framing, how the image is positioned within the borders of a photographicus, the clarity of a photograph or the main subject of attention. Capture, to take a photograph. Lens, the part of a camera through which light passes. Macro, extremely close-up photograph. A social vocabulary, awkward, causing or feeling discomfort or embarrassment. Content, feeling or showing certainty about something. Embarrassed, feeling self-conscious, ashamed, or uncomfortable. Way to find one's way through a complex situation. Or environmentally, a feeling of being accepted and fitting in. Connection, a relationship in which a person or thing is linked with something else. A community, a group of people with common interests. Or characteristics. Justice vocabulary, chaotic, in a state of complete confusion or disorder. Very complicated or detailed. Bustling, full of activity. Overwhelming, very intense and hard to deal with. Liberating, providing freedom from oppressive restrictions. Vulnerable, exposed to emotional harm. Authentic, genuine or real. Transitional phrases, Meanwhile, at the same time eventually, in the end. Especially after a long time suddenly, quickly and unexpectedly, gradually, slowly over a period of 2 men of earthless. In spite of that, furthermore, in addition to what has been said for that reason, or cause it, thank you for joining us. For a day in the life of Lily, middle school adventures. We hope this story has not only helped improve your English skills, but also provided an enjoyable glimpse into American middle school life. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit the like button to show your support. Every like motivates us to continue creating quality content for you. Please share this video with friends, family, and anyone who's learning English. Each story is a wonderful opportunity to learn new vocabulary and improve your listening comprehension. Who was your favorite character in the story? What new words did you learn? Leave a comment below to share your thoughts and connect with other English learners in our community. Don't forget to subscribe to Story Driven English and click the notification bell so you never miss our upcoming stories. Each week, we bring you new tales across various themes to help you learn English naturally and effectively. See you in our next video. Happy learning!